Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and this is the Not So Serious Keto video podcast. I have to start out by mentioning that I bit my lip yesterday badly multiple times. And the reason I have to point that out is just because I already kind of talk a little bit more out of this side of my mouth for some reason. It's just, I don't know, the shape of my face. But now with this just swollen lip, I think it looks like I had a stroke. I did not have a stroke, so we're all cool there. In other health news, I got the lab results back on my colonoscopy, and it says, we would like to share the results of your recent colonoscopy. Well, great. The type of polyp or polyps removed, and as you may recall from my previous podcast, I mentioned that it was a 4-millimeter polyp that was removed. It is, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, adenomatous. Adenomatous. Just saying that makes me feel like doing that Muppet song, do-do-do-do-do, anatominous, do-do-do-do. Anyhow, this is a benign growth in the colon. Most colon cancers start from this type of polyp, and removing the polyp is the primary purpose of a colonoscopy. Finding the polyp is not unusual over the age of 50, which I am. 25% of men and 15% of women will have an adenomatous polyp. So basically, I get to go back again in another 5 years. Hopefully by that time, my doctor will be more up to speed on some perhaps not quite so horrible methods of colonoscopy prep, as opposed to that great big jug of stuff I had to drink before. The next topic I want to cover is completely not related to keto or anything I've ever talked about on this channel, and it's really more of a public service announcement because it gave us quite a fright, and if I can help out any of you who either are parents of children that are like 5 and under or grandparents, this could be something that saves you a trip to the emergency room. So the other day, Colton, who is normally just, well, Colton's my grandson. I'm assuming most of you know that, and he's 4 years old. Normally he's just a ball of energy. I mean, he is just going all day long, and usually really spectacular spirits. But the other day, all of a sudden, he got really quiet, and he just wanted to stand next to one of my bag chairs that are over here, this ultimate sack beanbag chairs that I sit on when I'm playing Xbox. And I'd asked him, would you like to play a game? And he said, no, I'll just watch you. And he was very withdrawn and just sort of had his arms crossed and resting on the edge of one of the bag chairs. And we started asking him if something was wrong. And he said, I'll be okay. I'm okay. And he got more and more upset the more we asked. And it seemed like he was sort of favoring his arm a little bit. So, I started kind of touching, I didn't know if he could have slipped, fell, broke something, but it was really weird because he seemed ashamed. And he wouldn't tell us what was wrong. We tried to move his arm a little bit and he would just start crying. So we pretty much had resigned ourselves to the fact that we were going to be making a trip to the hospital, but we called Connor. And Connor said, I'll be right over. He canceled the personal training sessions that he had for the rest of the day. And he came over, and basically what Colton had, and Connor discovered this by looking it up on Google or YouTube or something, the last time Colton had this, it's called Nursemaid's elbow. And what it is I guess there's a tendon that kind of keeps the radius in place, so the bone that's on the thumb side of your arm keeps it in place, and that can slip, and basically you get a dislocation of the radius at the elbow. And this tends to happen in children like 4 years old and younger. And all you need to do basically is supinate the palm, just kind of hold your son or daughter's hand like you're shaking hands, supinate the palm. 9 times out of 10, that gets it. Just pop, and it's right back to normal. Virtually painless. Otherwise, supinate the palm and then raise it up towards the child's shoulder, and then it pops. It's interesting. I looked this up on YouTube and saw a video, and it was unbelievable. This little girl had this problem, and she was the same way, just very almost seemingly ashamed of the fact that she had a problem with her arm, super withdrawn. The doctor fixed it. She made like a tiny little yelp, and then it was like someone flipped a switch. Just suddenly, full of energy and happy again, like a 4-year-old ought to be. So Like I said, this is totally 100% not keto related or related to the channel, other than the fact that you're all, or a number of you are used to seeing Colton. But it was a scary experience, and now we see just what an easy solution there is. So if this helps even one of you at some point in the future, it was worth it to me dedicating, the last 3 or 4 minutes to this topic. My cooking video for last week was making chili crisp, and in that video, Courtney and I reminisced a little bit about our old keto, well, it wasn't a keto channel, our old YouTube channel, Daddy Daughter Kitchen. And a number of people have asked about this. How did this come about? Why do you call yourself Clem in those videos? So let me tell you. First, the nickname Clem. It's based on my last name. All through my life, I've had some variation of, Clem, Clemmer, Clem Dog, something like that, or just plain Clem. And that's just, it's been my nickname. It's, I think, a thing with guys. We tend to call each other by their last name or some variation of their last name. So I just got used to that. And as Clem, I used to be a contributor on a website. I'm not going to actually name the website, but it was a guy's website sort of for man-children. Guys that just never really grew up, are interested in sports and video games and grilling, and yeah, those are the main things. And I was movies, music, things like that. But I think this site really kind of wanted to be the online equivalent of Maxim magazine, but without the pictures of scantily clad women. And I'd written a number of different articles, and then I got the cookbook Modernist Cuisine at home and took an interest in that and decided that I would make some videos for this website. I think I called the channel Average Joe to Modernist Cuisine Chef. And I'd done a handful of videos on that and then started expanding a little bit, and the YouTube channel, the name changed then to Clem's Cooking Adventures. And then on one of the videos I incorporated Courtney. I think we were making queso fundido con rajas, and she was in the video. We had fun doing it and decided we would start putting her in more videos. And around that time, I had a little bit of a falling out with the ownership of this website. So the channel became Daddy Daughter Kitchen, and Courtney and I made a number of videos. Now, I had still kept all of the older videos on that channel. And a number of those videos, because I was creating content for, just a bunch of, foul-mouthed guys, there was, the language in it was, a solid rated PG, maybe PG-13. But I deleted all of those videos that had any sort of foul language in them because I wanted Daddy Daughter Kitchen to be a family-friendly channel, just like this one is. And to that end, I also set it to, I think, whatever thing you do on YouTube that says it's a channel for children, which essentially I think eliminates ads. I'm not sure if it eliminates ads entirely, but I know that what it does do is it eliminates the ability to leave comments. And I did this, for 2 reasons. Well, mainly one reason, which is I didn't want to have to manage comments on 2 separate channels. 3 now that I've got Lean Body Mind as well, but I haven't been doing much in the way of content on that, so I think the last comment on that is probably from May or something. But to not have to manage behavior and comments and things like that on an additional channel was one of those reasons. Anyhow, I go back and I watch those videos rarely because it's almost embarrassing to me. The level of equipment that we had was not very good. The audio quality is not good. The lighting is not good. The video editing is not especially good. But it's, there are some cute memories in there of Courtney and me cooking together. And, that was really what eventually, it was the mistakes that I made, the learning lessons that I had while doing that channel that eventually morphed into Serious Keto. So even though I am embarrassed at the quality of those videos, I do hold a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for them. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend searching out the channel and watching, but it's up to you. If you want to see what Courtney looked like, when she was 7 years old, 8 years old, go ahead. So there you go. That's the history behind the name Clem, and that is the history behind Daddy Daughter Kitchen. Over the past week or so, I've had a number of different comments / questions in the comments asking me if I had seen the video by Dr. Berg talking about keto being censored on YouTube, and then Dr. Westman did a reaction video to Dr. Berg's video, and then people asked me if I'd seen that. And the answer is yes to both. And here are my thoughts. First off, I've noticed a change in the number of views on my channel. I've heard that other keto people have seen that as well. But I have also heard that just across YouTube over this whole summer, people are experiencing less views. My belief is that a big chunk of that is YouTube promoting short form videos. They want to pump those out. They want people making them. People can watch them quickly. And that's really what YouTube wants. If you look at what drives income for YouTube, it is once someone starts watching, they just keep watching. They watch another video and another video and another video, because every time they watch another video, that's one more opportunity for ad revenue. So I believe that is the primary driver for YouTube. Now, in Dr. Berg's video, he talks about the YouTube being partnered with the World Health Organization, and that now that you're going to see videos related to alternative health, whether that's remedies, keto, whatever, carnivore, that those videos are going to start either being censored or the algorithm is going to basically push them right out of view. I have no insight to this, whether this is occurring or not occurring. Here's what I'll say. First, on Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg, I give him a tremendous amount of credit for me going keto in the first place. When I was trying to decide what I needed to do with my overweight and out of shape and bad health body, I watched a lot of Dr. Berg's videos. And I would say that I could probably credit him 75% for being the person that pushed me into the keto lifestyle and the keto way of eating. Probably around a couple years ago, I really quit watching his videos. I found that they became kind of clickbaity, both in terms of the thumbnail and the titles and just the content became rather supermarket tabloidy, magazine type stuff, where like boost your testosterone by eating raw onions, things like that. And I don't fault him for this. I mean, if he felt that expanding the reach of the channel was the best thing for him and his viewers, great. And I won't fault anyone for clickbait either. It's not my thing. But I found that as he drifted away from doing keto topics, I wasn't interested in the other stuff. So I had largely quit watching. Now, he talks about in his video, this one about the algorithm changing in favor of traditional medicine and opposed to keto. He talks about how many keto videos he has, and when he does a search on keto, the first things that show up are, how keto is bad, and he doesn't even see himself on the list. Well, I think part of that may be due to the fact that he just hasn't done all that many keto videos lately. In fact, I looked through the last 6 months of videos on his channel, and I think I counted like 170 videos he's released in that time, and of them, I saw only one that had the word keto either in the title or in the thumbnail. So it's possible that he's not showing up in keto searches just because as a percentage of videos that he's been making recently, keto is a pretty small slice. This is just speculation on my behalf. So regardless of why Dr. Berg is either showing up or not showing up in searches, I think it's a great thing that he made this video. I think if there is something nefarious going on with YouTube, it's good to shine a light on that. And even if there is nothing nefarious going on with YouTube and the World Health Organization or any other special interests, I still think we as I don't want to say fringe, but we are not a traditional lifestyle, those of us who are keto or any real flavor of low carb. And we need to be mindful of that, and we need to sort of protect our own. So I do give Dr. Berg credit for his video as well as Dr. Westman's follow-up or reaction video. Now, interestingly, I got out and I looked, like, well, how many people are, like in the United States, are keto? And it's around 10 or 11% based on just a quick little Google search. Now, interestingly, there was a poll done by U.S. News and World Report, and of the people who have done keto, 80% would recommend it to someone else. 94% stated that they experienced either positive or very positive health results from doing keto. So I think we still, although we are a small slice of the overall health picture in the United States, we have the opportunity to be vocal about it. And if not vocal, be examples by showing how good we feel, how healthy we are, and taking opportunities when we can to dispel some of the myths about keto. So I guess the summary would be to say, I am not panicking at this point. I'm not super duper concerned. But I do think we all need to be sort of cognizant of the fact that a lot of things can be driven by special interests. And we ourselves are a special interest. We ourselves drive income for YouTube by watching keto videos and clicking the like button, leaving comments, doing all the little things that help out with the algorithm. So I guess the onus is largely upon us, me, you, all of us, to keep watching keto videos, whether it's this channel, some other channel, hitting that like button, leaving comments, hitting that share button, sharing it on social media. That's I think, the best role that we all can play. And with that, I'm going to end this podcast. I'm going to end this podcast. So I'll throw a couple videos over here. I don't know what they're going to be right now. But as always, thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.